And we're back.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do a little bit different this time, guys. This is the English edition because there's multiple reasons. One is reach. We're also live streaming to on X, and the people on X don't know what we're saying if we're speaking Dutch. Another thing is that Instagram Meta, they keep censoring the shit out of our content, So this is why I think it's smart if we primarily focus on X, which means we have to go global, we have to go international, we have to speak English. So it's a little bit different, but if you don't understand, you're gonna be left behind, man. Simple.
No Russian, because I heard Russia's gonna be the new superpower.
Привет, все хорошо.
Doopje, doopje, doopje.
Доброе утро. I know a few, but they will shoot me anyway, I think.
Sika bliat is what I know.
Suka, yeah, see. In fact, did you know that Zelensky actually said Suka beneath his breath during the
This was against JD
discussions?
Pence, yeah? This he like mimicked Sika or something like that. Sika.
Yeah. So it means something like fuck or a bitch or
Yeah,
whatever,
bitch, yeah.
It's kind of it could be a few things, but it's okay, man. Jeza, dikke shoutouts. How are you, man? Anyway, what shall we discuss, Ian?
I
Many
think
things
it's
are happening.
maybe because the most of people who are following us, they know we're red pilled against establishment. So maybe
Facts.
to get things started, we can pull up the charts. Let's see what Bitcoin's been doing.
Okay.
Because most people, they're like saying we're done, it's over, we're going to zero. I'm like, guys, I think we've never been more bullish in our life. And of course, I must say, for in the Discord, for the people follow me, I said a couple of things like, hey, if Bitcoin is going below the 85K level, there is signs or hints that we could be going lower. We went lower, but at the moment the price is like 89, $90,000 again. So we gained the level again, and I think the short-term bears they're exhausted. They wanted to keep us low, but Trump's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna send it, and I think this Friday is gonna be
Mhm.
epic. It's gonna be a crazy. I don't know what he's gonna announce. Maybe like Bitcoins, like the USA is gonna buy their first Bitcoin, for example. I don't know. No one knows, but they're saying it's gonna be crazy, crazy. Expect big things coming.
And there's a special thing because I posted an unpopular opinion on X where I kind of explained that I believe that Trump actually saved crypto. So to name an example, if we were actually at the same prices where we were at, so let's say around 75,000 US dollars, and Trump would have announced the tariffs, we would be looking at a whole nother price level right now. I think then in that case we would be at around 70, maybe even the 60K levels. But we didn't. He basically resurrected crypto. We went all the way up to 90K, and then we kind of lost those levels real quick, and we were back at the 85K levels. But I think without his announcement of a strategic reserve that was coming anyway, because at the same time, the post he did on Truth Social wasn't something new. It was just his announcement that he put the working group to work, which was ongoing already. We're waiting for the final results of the same group for the end of July, which I've been saying over and over and over again. I have my vision at the end of July. Why? Because the working group will have their final recommendation on how to act and what to purchase for the strategic reserve. So until that time, it's just a waiting game still. What kind of disappointed me a little bit is that he mentioned XRP for a strategic reserve. He mentioned other coins. I see Martijn naming a few in the comments. XRP, Solana, Ethereum. Are those the coins you want in the reserve, though? Shouldn't it be Bitcoin only? What do you think?
I can remember me and you, we went back and forth on this topic, like in person.
Uh-huh.
And my point of view is, of course, Bitcoin is a class that is compared to none other. So I hear what you're saying. Like, okay, we can't compare Bitcoin with ETH, with XRP, with Cardano. It's not possible. I understand this. But if you like, how do you call it in Dutch? I don't know how to call it in Dutch. If we relatively to
Hmm.
like no, being no legislation, no clear legislation or regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, then I think, in my opinion, it is the best choice to have a reserve with the top or best performing cryptos. So that's not only Bitcoin. It. Some people could say ETH. Some are saying Sol. I don't know why Cardano's on the list. Well, I do know why Cardano's on the list because I also share this in our private Discord that Cardano is going to enable the smart contracts and the decentralized finance for Bitcoin. All the liquidity that's nothing happening with it on Bitcoin. Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, he's like busy how do you call it? Activating or contributing Cardano smart contracts so that they can be used on the Bitcoin ecosystem. If this is the case, that means that all the liquidity, what is it, two something 3 trillion MCAP on Bitcoin could move, not I wouldn't say bridge, but it could be shifted to Cardano because why who keep it on Bitcoin when I can put it on Cardano and get, let's say, an APY of 10, 15%, for example? Just a regular example. And that's not possible on a Bitcoin blockchain because due to technical difficulties, network congestion, digestion not fast enough, etc. But Cardano can do this. So I think in that case, and that is also my main case, that the new digital economy that's evolving before our eyes, it's not going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the main driver, like how gold is. But if you go back to the economy that we're living in, you have gold, you have silver, you have oil, because without oil there's no transport. So if we like compare it to the digital economy, I would say the oil, so what drives the economy, it's going to be like smart contract platforms like Ethereum, like XRP, for example, and Solana, and most definitely Avalanche, that are going to drive adoption, drive use case, and yeah, make sure that these applications or the decentralized apps are being used by hundreds of thousands and millions every day. So if that's the case for the future, the foreseeable future, the near future, then it's obvious that in this basket, it's not only Bitcoin, but the coins that will have a real world value in like bridging the gaps between what's not possible and what is possible between the digital realm and the physical realm. So that's
Yeah.
why I really understand XRP, I understand Sol, ETH. I said a few years back, ETH is gonna be the home of the
Oil.
CBDCs. I don't know if this is still the case because you have other platforms building. I'm surprised that Avalanche. Oh,
I
sorry.
think they banned in the same executive order. He rejected all CBDCs, so I don't think this will be the case for the US. At least the
Not
upcoming
yet, not
four
yet, not yet,
years.
not yet. But CBDCs are gonna come, guys. It's XRP is like the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest US company at the moment. So although Trump is saying he doesn't like CBDCs, he's not pro for CBDCs, I'm pretty sure they have to implement CBDCs because without CBDCs, the the new system that they're creating, it's like still the old system but with cracks. So I talked about this in a private Discord like many times, couple occasions, why they need to do this, but of course this isn't a thing that's going to happen next year or the years to come. So you need to see how that plays out. But in Europe, they want to roll out the CBDC as soon as possible, like this year or next year. They want to do that. But
Hmm.
what I'd like to finish off the basket is I find it strange that coins like Chainlink and Avalanche aren't mentioned in the reserve, because in my opinion, Avalanche has
Um,
way more value than Solana, for example, or Ethereum.
facts, facts, facts,
And I
facts.
think Chainlink is a
However, however, he mentioned among other cryptos. So he named a few, but it isn't limited to these, and perhaps some of them will even vanish. However, I think what's very interesting about this, there's two things I want to say because I think the CBDCs you are talking about that will be developed, which I agree. Even let's say Trump ends his term, he ends the 4 year term, and he's done with the presidency. Then after, hopefully, someone like GD Vance will participate with the elections and hopefully win. Because I'm loving the guy for everything I see from the guy. He's like the perfect vice president. You know, he's witty. But the same goes for like the girl that does the press talks. What's her name?
And Bondi?
Caroline? No, not Pam Bondi, but she's great as well. But the I think she's Caroline, right? The one doing the press releases. Anyway, the entire team is well spoken. They're very sharp. But let's say that GD Vance continues or something like that. That's an optimal situation. However, if the deep state, the Democrats, the whatever, the corrupted people regain power, then the CBDCs will definitely come. In the meantime, I think they will use simply Tether. It's centralized, it's controlled. They can ban, they can freeze, they can do pretty much everything a CBDC can. And I won't be surprised if they can program with it already. And it's kind of shady behind the screens as well. You don't really know if they have the actual backing, these kind of things. So there's a lot of shady business going on with Tether, and I think Tether is compromised already. If we're talking about privacy, freedom, digital freedom, all these very important subjects, I think it's lost already, and I think we're all way too deep with Tether already. USDT could either be the biggest black swan bear market event ever, or it's controlled and it's already in the hands of the FBI and the central banks. What do you think?
I don't know about Tether, man, because Tether, yes, there are some malicious activities going on, like they don't know where the money is, but aren't governments doing the same thing? Aren't
Of course,
governments
there.
then if that's the case, then we could also make a case that Tether is like doing nothing malicious.
No, but that's my point. I think they're already in bed with the government.
Yeah, you think so? It could be. I don't know. I don't have the information on
I'm
this.
I'm fairly sure, man. I'm
What
fairly
what I
sure
do what I
because
do know. Oh, sorry, please. Yeah, because
because law enforcement works with them very tightly, and they are already able to control it. They have, and it's strange because on one hand they're working very strict with Chainalysis, these kind of companies who analyze blockchain. They're working with law enforcement to freeze funds if necessary, but at the same time they're not giving any transparency in their bookkeeping, in their backing. They're not providing the European Union, for example, any guarantees that they're a credible stable coin. So that's kind of strange. And at the same time, I'm seeing that the working group and the executive order that's there to make America the leader, the crypto capital of the world, basically, they're all going pretty hard on the stable coin regulation. So it's my guess that they want control either way. Even though they're pro crypto now, they're not giving away control. Money is control. It has been and it always will be. So this is my aluminum head foil, tin foil head conspiracy thinking, but I'm fairly sure that they're already in bed with the government, man.
yeah, and if you the way you describe it, I think that's the case also, because you can see it with Circle. Circle just confirmed it. Circle is
Hmm.
the issuer of the USDC stablecoin.
See? Hmm.
They're one-to-one backed. The governments won't issue or give them compliancy if they are not according to their regulatory framework. So I see what you're saying, but maybe I should how do you call it, reiterate what I said before about CBDCs, because what you said I'm fully aware, and I have to agree that a stable coin is not a CBDC, right? I think we can agree on that. Although stable coins can be programmed, I don't think that the technical possibilities are in the same realm as what a CBDC could do. Let's say, for example, like the
Right
clear.
now.
Sorry,
Right now.
right now, exactly. I would give it
Agree.
example. Clear example is, i.e., let's say I have the stablecoin USDC or the USDT. Tether, they do have the authority to freeze my account. If,
Hmm.
let's say, the government say, hey, Ian, he is doing some things that we don't like, freeze his account. They can do that. But if they don't, how do you call it, interfere, saying that, hey, this person X has done some malicious activity, then
Mhm.
I can use Tether or any stable coin whenever I like. But with a CBDC, this is different because with a CBDC, it's been programmed from the beginning that one, you cannot. What is sparen in het Engels? Sparen. You can. Yeah,
Save
you
money.
cannot save money because the CBDC is made to like give out, i.e., it has an expiration date on the money, so you can't save. So let's say I get $1,000, €1,000 today. Within 3 months, I have to spend it because after 3 months and 1 minute, it's not
Mhm.
there anymore. It's not valid
Yeah.
anymore. The money
Mhm.
just disappeared, and that is what I mean with programmable money. And that's why
Yeah.
I think that the stablecoin differs from a CBDC. So
Mhm.
correct. I don't think with the Trump administration that we're gonna have a CBDC, but they will empower the stablecoins. Why will they empower the stablecoins? Because nobody is buying the US dollar treasury. Nobody's buying the dollars. The top 10 holders of US dollars right now are like five of them are stablecoins. And I can remember that we said it in a podcast last year, and we said things like that the stablecoins they will be the biggest buyers of US treasuries, US dollars, because China's banning them, Russia has got a ban, they can't even do anything with the dollars. So in that case, if we can agree on that stable coins are gonna be the next big thing, then I can also foresee that they will open the floodgates to buying crypto. They will open the floodgates for everyone to buy crypto easily. Why is this? Because I don't think most people understand how to buy crypto. There are a lot of applications like companies like I don't know MoonPay or Stripe or PayPal or whatever might be the case that give the opportunity for people to buy cryptocurrencies, but it's not mainstream. When I say it's gonna be mainstream, I'm saying like in the Netherlands we have the ABN, we have the Rabo, the ING app. In those apps we can buy cryptocurrencies, and when that's the case, that's gonna open the floodgates to heaven, man, and open the liquidity. Like Bitcoin is gonna go way, way, way higher, way, way, way higher. So bring those stable coins, man, guys.
Yep. I 100% agree. It's not there yet, but I do think and believe that they will transform to that point at some point. It won't happen with Trump, but I think the central banks will try to push their plan still. The deep state will try to push their plan still. The battle is being, well, let's say that the fights are being won right now. The swamp is being drained, but they won't give up. They have been in control. They have been in power. I'm fucking talking about the Rothschilds. I've been talking about anything was very, very deep in a lot of history of money, of control, of Illuminati kind of subjects. You know, they've been doing this for many, many years. They won't give up control just by one election, by losing from one president, by getting exposed. They will find a way, and they perhaps still even are in power one way or another. It's just that it's all temporary,
They
being exposed, being
they run
lifted.
the
You know.
world, man. They run the world. So don't look no further than Bill Gates. He just went on live television last week or a few weeks ago, and he
Mhm.
said clearly and directly, yes, C-19 was crazy, but the new pandemic that's coming is gonna be way worse. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you know this? But how can you say this? So you're telling me that you guys are creating a new virus to like make our life more miserable than it was before C-19? So or after C-19? So guys, what are we doing? And I know that we talked about this, the deep state, the real, etc., etc. They own the politicians, they own the media, they own doctors, they own everybody.
Mhm.
But they will do anything they can to not get drained out of the swamp.
Of course.
So that being said, what are the chances or what are the odds that in the next couple of weeks slash couple of months a black swan event could be happening? Because if this is the case, then we need to strap up on some liquidity, have it on the side, and be buying those mother effing dips, man. Because we're bullish AF. But guys, remember, they won't let the swamp be drained this easily.
No, and
So
that's why you
everything is
see
like
so many fightings. That's why they keep continue pushing their lies. I've been reposting some things on my ex, the orchestrated "I'm
oh
so
yeah,
hurt by Trump" kind of video. It started out with 3 similar videos,
now it's
eventually
22.
went to 5. Exactly, now it's 20 plus. It's insane. It's just it's so unoriginal. It's so scripted. It's so much of the same lies. It's pretty tiring if you can see through the lies. As soon as you realize that it's all scripted, it's all a lie, then it's very easy to spot, and
It's
then
all
it's very
coordinated.
tiring. Yeah, very tiring, real quick. But to get back to the crypto reserve thing with the altcoins, because we kind of sidetracked a little bit there. But I think that it is actually. It could be a good thing that we're seeing other altcoins be put in the strategic reserve, which most likely will be coming anyway. I think a huge part of it should be in Bitcoin. I think it should be like the gold, but we could actually make some plans as well, because if we accept, because there's like a difference in sentiment on X, right, or on crypto Twitter or whatever. People either want it to be Bitcoin only, or they kind of want to mix or whatever. But it's one or the other. But assuming all the lobbying that's being done right now, because we could already see Brett Garlinghouse donating, lobbying. We could see it with Charles Hoskinson. We could see it with the guys from Solana. We can see a lot of prominent crypto projects in prominent positions in either the working group or whatever. We can see the summit that's being hosted on this Friday, the 7th of March. We can see so many cogs in the wheel, basically showing us that there will most likely be altcoins in the strategic reserve. And the post on Truth Social by Trump is basically, the less confirmation you would get. It would be very strange if you would make a 180 degrees turn and not include them in the reserve eventually. So you can pretty much anticipate on which coins will be added. Just look at what the World Liberty Finance is purchasing. It has been a lot of ETH. It has been a lot of Ethereum, and I am not an Ethereum fan by far. I kind of think there are way better chains. For example, Avalanche. For example, Luxo. There are, even though it's based on Ethereum, even though it's built on there are so many other protocols that work way better than Ethereum. However, if the Truth Social post pretty much shared that the heart of the reserve will be Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's probably a smart thing to buy Ethereum now. And in all honesty, it isn't a factor for me to see Ethereum rise in price for an alt season to kick off, but Ethereum will rise in price, especially if it's included in the reserve. So even though I'm not a fan of Ethereum, and I have not held it in my portfolio for this cycle, luckily, but considering now, I think it's not a terrible idea to include it, and that's why it's important to stay active in the markets and see the developments. And the same goes for any US-based crypto right now. They pretty much became the no-brainers. I think Trump will stimulate US crypto very, very, very good. Trump is working with factories and all these kind of things to give them certain tax benefits. There's already rumors that there will be more tax benefits being announced this Friday during the summit. It wouldn't surprise me either. And the US cryptos, they are the next big thing, probably. They are the next narrative, maybe even the current narrative. And you can still anticipate with buying these altcoins, because we're still going down. Honestly, we're not there yet. So knowing what's about to come, it's a no-brainer. And we saw what happened with XRP. Even though I'm not a fan of Ripple, even though I'm not a fan of XRP, we all knew as soon as the lawsuits would drop or there would be a development, the price would go up, and we have seen it. Price went up, and the same you can now say for Cardano. You can say it for Solana. You can say it for any Ethereum. These are the new no-brainers, and the prices are still relatively low. So I highly suggest not fading them.
Facts. And yeah, buy them. BTFD.
Renzo is saying it's also crazy that all over social media, a lot of people are saying that we are in a bear market. The manipulation is so strong right now. Yes, there's manipulation to the max, but there's also economical warfare to the max. And I kind of want to show something in video. I've showed it a few times before already from a different news reporter. I kind of forgot his name, but I will show it to you anyway. Let me first open up the specific tab. Let me share this real quick with you guys, because honestly, you should follow me on X, Bitcoining. You should follow Purest Wave, Icapone, Purest Wave, Ian. Follow these two accounts if you really want to get the red pill crypto information, because we're pretty much resharing everything that's slightly interesting. But here is basically the video that shows in 2 minutes why the tariffs are a done deal for Trump. It's already in the pocket. Everything we're seeing from Trudeau, everything we're seeing from Canada, everything we're seeing from Mexico, it's already won for the United States. The tariffs are such a power move, and we pretty much saw the same thing happening with Ukraine as well. Okay, you're not listening, stop the funding. He goes to London, gets another 1.6 billion, and then he comes back to Trump. Sorry, Daddy, I will listen now. And the same will happen with Trudeau and Mexico.
The most insane trade war has officially begun because Canada, Mexico, and China are pissed and have now all announced their own plans on how to retaliate against Trump's tariffs. So what the hell is going on? Well, you see, yesterday Trump's promised 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. What that means is that any goods sent from these countries to the United States will now cost companies 25% more, or 10% in China's case. So for example, if a Canadian business sent a car to the US that cost $50,000, today US companies will pay a $12,500 tariff at the border. So the price of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500. Why would Trump purposefully make things more expensive for Americans?
And this is something, let me just interrupt real quick. This is something a lot of people don't understand. They're playing checkers, not 4D chess. That's what I'm saying all along. People think that because of the tariffs, things will get more expensive for the US citizens. However, this is not the case, because what will happen long term and pretty much short term, if the tariffs are high enough, which is something Trump has been explaining all along, but the people are stupid and they listen to the propaganda machine, the mainstream media, which is feeding them the short term effect, is that pretty much all factories, all big things, all companies will come to the US because it's more cheap, more better to just fabricate in the United States instead of in a different country. So the export or the import will stop, but they will create jobs, they will create so many things. And why they will win this tariff war is the following.
Two main reasons. The first is more of a longer-term, unguaranteed benefit, but it would be to change consumer habits to buy more American-made products and incentivize more international companies to manufacture in the US. In theory, that means a stronger US economy, more stable jobs, and less dependence on foreign countries. The second reason for imposing these tariffs would be to use them as a tool to pressure Canada, Mexico, and China into doing what Trump wants. Some of these things that he's publicly mentioned include renegotiating trade deals, stopping illegal immigration, and the flow of fentanyl. There's also the far-fetched idea of Canada becoming a state of America. But here's where things get interesting, because instead of just doing what Trump wants, Canada has clapped back with a 25% tariff of their own.
And this is what we're seeing right now. Both Canada and Mexico are loudmouthing the situation. Okay, we'll give you tariffs back, but they don't.
And Mexico said they're doing the same, but haven't announced the percentage yet. China reacted a little differently by preparing to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. So why is Trump not backing down? Just listen to this. In 2023, Canada sent 76% of all of their exports to the United States. that accounts for roughly 19% of their entire GDP. In 2024, Mexico sent 78% of all of their exports to the United States. That makes up 37% of their entire GDP. But for America, their exports to both countries combined only make up roughly 2.7% of their entire GDP. So simply put, even if they do retaliate, getting into a tariff war with the United States would hit Canada and Mexico much harder. Trump knows this, and he's using it.
It's that simple, honestly, guys. If you do not realize this, you will not understand anything that's going to happen at all. It's all a plan. He thought this out, and it's already won. It's already won because the effect that those two countries will have on these states is minimum. They will not even feel it. It will feel like a bad month, and for them, it's huge impacts on their economy. So basically, they're actively being drained, and by keep increasing their own tariffs, they will actually make products from the United States a lot more expensive in their own country. They are losing the factories, so things will not get produced there anymore. They are killing themselves right now. And the same is basically happening with Ukraine, which is basically also a tweet I posted on X. So check my X out for sure. But they're doing the same. They're losing men, money, people. They're killing themselves quite literally as well. So it's a done deal for all these situations, and Trump will win. It's that simple. And anyone that doesn't see it is being indoctrinated by mainstream media. They're listening too much of the lies that are actively being spread. They're falling in the Obama propaganda, which he pretty much made legal somewhere in 2014. You're just being trapped. You're quite literally being brainwashed, and you're not opening your eyes for the truth, really.
Yeah, you said it very nice, Mike. You said it very nice. But what is Europe doing? Because he's talking about Canada, Mexico, China. Do you have any insight of what Europe's doing?
Well, Europe is basically getting the reciprocal tariffs. So it means that the US is basically just giving them the same tariffs as they are giving the United States. So two things could happen. Either Europe lowers their tariffs, which means that the US is able to export to Europe, which because it's kind of strange, right? We have a lot of European cars. We have Mercedes in the Netherlands. We have Volkswagen. We have all these Peugeot, the French cars, but we never see a muscle car, or we never see the cool American cars. That's because importing them is made very expensive by the tariffs. So two things could happen. I don't think Europe will lose all their factories because, for example, Germany, they will keep Mercedes, they will keep Volkswagen. I mean, it's pretty much their headquarters, right? But I do think that those factories will move to the United States as well to enter a market there. So I think, but this is more speculation because I don't know what their game plan is besides getting more money and lowering the debt, because that's what the money is being used for, right? They're balancing the sheets, the balance sheets. I think they will just open up a market in Europe because they will lower their tariffs, which boosts the US economy even more, because then they pretty much have an extra export market to do business with. That's, I think, what their plan is. And I'm also pretty excited for Greenland to become another state of America. People are looking at Denmark like they own the place, but Greenland has 56,000 inhabitants. They can pretty much vote themselves if they want to join the United States or not. They will do it. 50,000 people are very easy to persuade. Look at how millions of people are being brainwashed by the media. So just giving them some benefits, like a green card, like boosting their economy, all these things, they will vote in favor of. It's just 50,000 people. It's very hard to keep them locked away from the world. They will get so crazy benefits. They will vote to become a state, I'm sure. And in the end, in the video, it was mentioned that it was a far-fetched idea. I pretty much think that Canada will become a new state. I think they must Actually, they have no choice. They are killing their own economy and they're losing all their factories. They will have nothing left. They will have some things left, of course, but they will lose this battle. And the longer they fight it, the more probable the situation is for them to become a state. If they would actually do something about it now, I think they have a fighting chance, but they won't, and they can't really do anything besides raising their own tariffs. But by raising their own tariffs, they're digging their own hole. So it's an interesting situation they're in right now.
Yeah, they wasn't Canada with the EU, like they made some new bodies with Zelensky and what was it? A few days when
The
it was
the, the picture,
yeah. Trudeau
yeah,
was
the
there.
picture was. It was kind of crazy because Trudeau lost the elections.
Yeah,
Von der
but why
Leyen is
why
on
is he there?
election.
Why is he there?
Why is he there? It's not even Europe. Come on,
Exactly.
man. The photo. Someone did an analysis of the picture, and 70% of the people weren't elected, like Dick Schoof. But you guys, we are from the Netherlands. You have to realize that our minister president, so basically the one you vote to lead the country, isn't voted there. He is quite literally Secret Service put there.
Yeah, he's put in
So
place.
he's put in place there. So the corruption is real. In Europe, a lot of elections are being cancelled. Look at Romania. Um, Look at Ukraine, because the elections pretty much didn't happen. So he's there on borrowed time, on extra time. If you look at the videos of what's happening in Ukraine right now, they have a night, how you say, like a avondklok,
Yeah,
a
curfew.
time. They have curfew.
Curfew.
They have a curfew, but besides that, there's not really that much going on. They could easily hold elections, guys. It's not like there's a active, there are soldiers running through the entire country. It's and imagine. So let's say you're actually in an area where bombs are falling down. Would
Gaza,
you just hang around?
bijvoorbeeld.
Yeah, like Gaza. I mean, come on, the people there are moving constantly. So yeah, there's a lot of corruption, fake things. The whole thing is a money laundering scheme. That's why I'm pretty hard about these kind of subjects. And Doge is pretty much exposing all this shit as well. It's not like this is a secret. That's why I love the speech last night or yesterday. Kind of depends on which time zone you are, but it was amazing. Just the list of things that Doge is already exposing. It's crazy. You're paying tax dollars for better roads, and you're making someone in Africa gay. It's pretty much what's happening. It's a strange world we're living in, and you're sending your kid to school. He comes home with a dress. It's an insane world. Where does USA export the most to? Since he also does tariffs on Europe, right? I'm not sure. I don't know where he's exporting the most to. But it's probably not to Europe. Well, great question, but I don't have the answer to that. Do you perhaps know, Ian?
It's Canada, if I read it correctly. Canada accounted for 70.3% of the total US goods export, valued at 356.5 billion, and this is data from 2022.
Okay, but the tariffs on Europe, they will not have that much effect. It will only affect Europe pretty much.
Europeans, yeah.
Yep.
And
So no. So.
what I'd also like to add, because it's very nice that you say that Canada and Mexico, they also implement new tariffs, or I should say the video say that they implement new tariffs. But it's obvious if they do this, they're like digging their grave for themselves, even worse. But in Trump's case, he just add the new tariffs on top of the
Yep.
added
Yep. Yep.
tariffs.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
I
Yep.
have no idea what these high profile people are doing in these countries, but something's not right. And I think we have enough evidence for this.
Mhm.
And there needs to be some kind of purge. I don't want to say it like this, but there needs to be some kind of purge. Shit has gone way too much left, and we need to make things right. And to make things right, sorry guys, some people have got to get out of the effing swamp, just to say it
Mhm.
just very plainly. But this
Yep.
goes all the way to Europe. Europe, I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into Europe, but Europe has no money, and still they want to make a new debt of $1.2 trillion to like increase their defense spending and energy. And for most people who don't know what's going on in Europe, in the Netherlands, we have the Groningen gas, we call it. Somewhere in the north, we have our old earth mineral gas. But the government, they don't want to use this aardgas because
Earth
they
gas.
think it's bad for the environment or the people living there. Mind you, there has been a how do you call it? Some research has been done. If there is sufficient and safe, is if there is a sufficient / safe way to like produce or go mine the earth gas without giving any damage to the people living there. So you would say the Tweede Kamer, the parliament, they would vote to like, okay, let's do it then. No. What do they do? Instead of just producing and getting the earth gas out of the ground, they like fill up the holes with stones so that you can't go drill. And second, they put like 200 billion loan on the side to get like clean energy from other countries. I'm like, guys, why would you put 200 billion on the side to even lend some energy? With 200 billion, you could have easily opened the Groningen gas mines, but also you can make like 6 or 7 nuclear plants with 200 billion. So the logic doesn't add up. And that's what I'm worried for the future of Europe, because if this is the way that the people are thinking that they're in power, I'd give it 5 to 10 years and then Europe is no more. I just
We,
want to
we, we are being terrorized by the green mafia. Really.
letterlijk. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Lucas. Social Niels, he just put it. Thierry, he went on BNR yesterday. I didn't check the full interview, but I did read some highlights, did see some highlights. And perfect, just like I said. Thierry also confirms that if they keep going on this way, within 50 years, the Netherlands is a third world country. And this is
Yeah,
this is
50.
not fiction, guys. These are the facts. If you don't know where this information comes from, you really need to open your eyes or maybe get the F out. That's all I want to say, guys. Do with this info what you want. Good luck.
But back to crypto, I think we should
man.
be kind of excited for upcoming Friday. Something that was kind of peculiar is that there was a guy who pretty much longed BTC 50x, a couple million. I think he made 8 million out of the pump, pretty much. Then after he shorted, tariffs got announced, so it's pretty. It's kind of strange to see this
Insider.
happening. It's pretty much insider trading, but this person changed their name to 7 March, which is the day of the summit. So how should we interpret this? Is this a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing? Is this something crazy going to happen on the 7th of March? It has to be an insider, but what are they telling us? What kind of hint is it?
I think if we would like to brainstorm or like think about this, like, okay, what's going on? It should be something extraordinary, if you ask me. Why do I say this? Because Trump, he's been in office for like 6 weeks, and look at what this guy or this man has done already.
Yep.
Everything that you said is fully correct, of course, but I like to go a little bit deeper. As the president of the United States, you have to make some certain deals with foreigners like NGOs or something like, guys, please invest in my country. And I'd like to give you guys a couple of numbers. Mike is moving the furniture around.
I want to lay down, have a comfortable chat,
I like to give you guys a couple of numbers. Remember that Trump, he's in office for like 6 weeks, for example. And he already, how do you call this in English? He already like inked contracts of $1.2 trillion in 6 weeks for companies that are interested in investing in America. That's a lot of money in 6 weeks. To give some kind of examples like what Biden did, the so popular Biden with the most votes, and he is sharp as a stick or what the F they're saying. Biden, in 4 years, he only could in 1 trillion. 1 trillion in 4 years compared to Trump's 6 weeks, and he has 1.2 trillion, guys. I'm like, what are we even talking about? It's like a whole nother whole nother level. And of course, most people don't see this because they're watching the media. The media is in hand of these people who want to mislead you, and that's why the whole world is going to be red pilled, and there
Yep.
will be pain before there will be glorious times, because
Mhm.
Trump, what he said, the golden age of America starts now, and I'm ready
Yep.
for it, baby, because especially if
Ready.
crypto is gonna be there,
Mhm.
let's go, man.
Yep. And what a time to be alive. We're going to put the American flag on Mars. Did you get that today, by any chance?
Yeah, man, I read it. I'm like,
Yep.
huh?
And,
but
and you
but
know,
nobody was clapping. The Dems weren't clapping. Why not?
but I think it will happen. You know, if space is real, but that's another discussion we can get into later. You know, let's keep it a little bit factual. But if you could go to Mars, I think that would be an insane thing to experience, because the moon landing, which didn't happen, but still, it was a spectacular thing back in the day. You know, it kept the whole world engaged in such a magnificent feat. And
Deception.
but going to Mars, I think that would be very cool to see happening live on television, because either way, the rocket, the spaceship that Elon Musk is able to reuse, it's such a the scale of the thing is insane. It's like a 5-story tall building. Eh? It's not a small thing. It's an actually huge rocket that can be reused. So that's exciting for me, man. But I think the entire combination of things that are happening at the pace they are happening, especially with the contrast of Biden, who basically Sleepy Joe. I mean, he earned that name for a reason. I saw someone retweeting, which was such an eye opener for me, because during that period where we're basically um, having the world believing that Sleepy Joe is an active guy who's able to run the country and being the president the world needs, and then seeing it when Trump is in office, such an insane thing. Because someone retweeted the one where he's walking on the beach, tripping, not being able to walk straight, and the caption was very simple: "This was our president 5 weeks ago," because I saw it last week. Insane. It's such an eye opener. The contrast to see what we've been experiencing for the last 4 years and what we're getting now. I'm up for it. I'm up for the active, proactive, doing things, getting things done, making promises true thus far. Because quite honestly, what is there something that didn't get followed through upon? I mean, he mentioned everything. He put out the executive orders. He put out 100 executive orders in 5 weeks' time. He did so many things, and right now I'm loving everything besides the supporting Israel thing. But we knew that this would be happening either way, with Kamala or with Trump. That's the only thing I disagree. But to be fair, he campaigned saying that he would do it at the same time. So it's not my personal preference, but he didn't lie about that either. You know.
It's not only you. It's like if you look at the data, we love the data.
Hmm.
The American people, they approve this. Trump has like an what is it, 76% approval rate of what he's doing. So everybody who's screaming what they're doing is not correct, what Doge is doing is, it's all lies, it's all cap, it's all fugazi. It's not real, because the data shows that everybody is loving what he's doing. He's keeping his to his words, and he's draining the effing swamp. It's clear as day. The only
Hmm.
people who are mad, I would also be mad if somebody comes in and takes away my how do you call
Perfect
it?
puppet.
Yes, my oh,
Perfect puppet.
if you take away my bread and butter, I would be mad also. Like, like I'm operating in the shadows. I'm getting millions per month because I got a contract that nobody knows what
Perm,
the F is going on. I would
perm.
be mad as hell because I'm not getting my millions anymore. So I'm gonna scream on the top of my lungs, Elon is a fascist, he's Nazi, he's not good. Of course, because if I'm doing stuff that is illegal or that I don't want you to know, I'm gonna scream my heart out. I'm gonna make sure that this information never comes to the light. But knowing Elon, and mind you, all those people who have been 30, 40 years in the
Cash.
Congress, in the government, Elon, he is going after everything. He has a group of 20-year-old, like 20-year-olds are telling you that you've been doing your job for 40 years wrong, ineffective. Guys, this purge is some real shit. And with
Yep.
this, they are going to open a lot of doors, some new doors. But what's most important is that we close the doors that don't mean shit to us. They
Mhm.
only provide help or money glitches for the people who are in the swamp, but not the righteous one. The people who are working hard for it, doing their best to make a difference. Because that's what it's all about. It's like
Yep.
I'm not gonna ask. How do you call a zwerver in English?
Homeless people.
No, no, but no, a homeless people doesn't have to be a zwerver. I'm like really need a zwerver in English. A bum? I'm not gonna ask a
Bum.
bum $100 because he doesn't have it. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I'm not gonna steal from poor people and take every last bit of what they have because they don't have a lot. So why would I do that? And that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying they're not doing it, but remember, that is what a hobo, yeah, hobo is also good. That's what the Democrats do. They lie. They lie, 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 but only the truth can wash away the lies.
Yep.
Remember that.
And it's very personal for both of them, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Don't forget, they tried to
Hmm.
take his life. That assassination attempt was the moment when we all knew, okay, they're
Shit is
afraid.
real. Yeah.
They're going to lose. Because I remember speculating a lot about the open borders, the same open borders where he mentioned it in the speech as well last night or a few hours ago. That the girls that get gang raped or the girls that get killed by people who have been arrested 21 times. I mean, it's insane. Come on.
Yeah. What
And
the fuck?
they're just being released on the streets again, all
The same day.
just to win the votes, just to get their votes. Because that's funny about the memes on X as well, right? You see them. Okay. You have to get a vaccination report to just go anywhere. Yeah, I'll gladly do it. But showing ID to actually vote is such a big thing. And you could tell it was a scheme to win and rig the elections as well, because the only votes or states that Kamala actually won were the ones where there was no voter ID. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And
The
that's
the
why,
sanctuary cities.
yep, and that's why I loved winning by a landslide. He actually did, and
Hmm.
everyone knew it was necessary. At least the people that are, and you know what's so crazy? The amount of votes that Biden got extra. Where are they gone now? They're vanished. Come on, man, it's insane. So there's
That
so many
that's
things that I'm happy
that's
with.
that's also gonna come get above water, man. Because Trump, he got attacked because he said that Biden shouldn't have won in 2020.
Hmm.
But these are all facts, guys. These are not fugazi. These are facts because there have been lawsuits. Georgia, Wisconsin, a few other states. They have said openly, we fucked up. So everybody saying that's not true, you're not well informed. That's
Hmm.
one. Two, the January 6 people who got mistreated, and everybody, the J6 committee saying that the democracy, blah blah blah, that all should be followed and justice should go after them because people they went to prison for like keeping the peace. They haven't disturbed the peace as what the J6 committee were saying because I've seen the images. I've seen the videos. I don't know if you've seen the videos, Mike, but you can clearly see people just walking in. You can see policemen opening the door for them. So what do you mean it was a protest and a very
Yep.
aggressive protest? What are we talking about, guys? So
Hmm.
that is two.
Storming the
Three.
Capitol. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
three. JFK shooter, it was two people. Four, 9/11, guys. So you're telling me all these things that were said were all lies, and now we have to believe that what in Israel is happening is really going on? Come on, man, guys. Yeah. Sorry, not Israel. I mean Ukraine and Israel and all this stuff. It's
Hmm.
all fugazi. It's all fugazi. So be aware, be awake. I would like to say. And yeah, be red pilled, man. If you didn't check my video, check my video because it's in Dutch. I know it's in Dutch, but for the most people, it's oh yeah, love Damien, dikke SO. It's yeah, it is what it is, man. Be
Mhm.
awakened.
I think we should continue in English, man, because the information we're releasing, it should be for the masses, you know. And I think, what do you guys think? Is it followable? Is it how
Hey,
is this
Nederlandse
first?
mensen, jullie moeten Engels opkrikken, maar vaker.
Yeah, but this, I think, this will be the new norm, and also we will be able to invite more crypto-related people. So might as well get used to it a little bit. Of course, VIP community will remain Dutch, and sometimes things will remain Dutch. But I think we are able to make more impact and awake more people, because if you're looking online and seeing the responses, I honestly think there's you know more interest here. Simple.
It's pathetic.
Luxaflex, we're hosting. We have 139 viewers at the same time, but it's on LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. That's why.
Yeah, man.
Love.
English. That's mad love, mad love. Do we want to talk about the markets or what's the gag like?
Yeah, we can. Why not? I see Timo asking about Bitcoin and altcoins short term. Personally, I really have my vision on July. That's why. So I'm I'm um, I'm not going to deviate from it. What I would like to see is a higher Bitcoin price. Anything can happen on Friday, which is a interesting moment in time. Also, I think Texas is really close on becoming a state that is able to get a strategic Bitcoin reserve through. So there are a lot of things that are interesting, but until those things actually happen, until either Arizona or Texas or whoever is going to get an actual Bitcoin reserve, which might happen on Friday. I think actually 5th of March. I think today they're voting in Texas, or there could be a vote, which could be interesting. It would be a nice follow up if we would see it this Friday. I think is a 50% chance of rate cuts in May. So there are a few things we could, see higher Bitcoin prices, but we need to go above 110K. If we do not go above 110K, then alt season won't kick off. I think right now is the perfect time to buy Bitcoin. You should buy Bitcoin every day. But besides that, I think Bitcoin is the most no-brainer buy at all times. And then for the altcoins, I would still wait for the reversals. Unless there's reversals, a lot of the coins will simply die. So that's my game plan at least. You could, of course, try to buy the dips every time, but there's a risk in buying the dip every time, because then the dip might keep dipping, like so many memes show all the time. You want to share the screen, Ian?
Yeah, real quick.
See?
Just the levels, I think. And I'd like to zoom in on this part because I don't know if you guys can see this. Because this level here, the 85K level, is very important. I know you also covered it, but I have to address this because I made a video exactly here saying that I think if 85K level holds, we should not go below it. But if it goes below 85K, there's a higher probability that we can go lower. As you can see, it went to the 78. My line's at 77.5. Doesn't matter. But what I would like to emphasize on is that we've gained the 85K level again. And I know you could say like, hey, what is this? This is manipulation. Don't go too much into this. Oops. But this is,
Positive manipulation, though.
yeah, positive manipulation, but it's still pump and dump schemes. What we like to see is that we close above the 90 is the first step, but above 85K, it indicates that we'd like to go higher. And most of people don't know, but I like to check this on the weekly. And yes, on the weekly it doesn't look too good, but that's why the week has just begun 2 3 days ago. in my opinion, at the end of the week, we should be at least above here to keep continuing. If not, as you can see, this doesn't look like a very healthy chart that likes to go up. So in that case, we should gain 90k, 91k, and make the move towards 100, 110 to proceed the bull run. But as long as we stay above 85k, in my analysis, it should be Gucci. But if we go below it, then it might hint that some bigger things are happening, like a black swan, maybe Project Blue Beam was mentioned in the chat earlier. Some how do you call it? Some blackout, because there's a lot of topics in the world about Canada not supplying energy to the USA because of the tariffs. Blackout, the grid is not sufficient to power everybody, but also in Europe we're very reliant or dependent on Russian gas, for example. So I think there should be black swan. Next black one should be a blackout. Don't want to go into it because they're just hinting it, guys. It's as clear as day. But if that's not the case, then I would suggest that we're going way, 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 way higher, and the levels should go at least to like 600 to a milli. So let's send that mofo to a milli with haste.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm up for those targets for sure.
I also saw somebody talking about a Dixie. Very important. Yes, correct. Dixie is falling. This is amazing. This suggests that in the coming weeks, Bitcoin and risk assets will skyrocket. It's not confirmed, but in my opinion, this is definitely a downtrend, rejected of this support, holding support at a 104 level. If this goes below 104 towards the 100 level, guys, we could say that the crypto bull run is being continued ASAP in the coming weeks. If that's not the case, we just gotta wait. And then last but not least, I'd like to have it about the BTC dominance, because I can remember in the Discord mic a lot of people saying BTC is gonna go down. Guys, I keep telling you and keep telling you and keep telling you. I know you want it to go down, but it's not time yet for it to go down. I keep saying that. I said it when it was like 30 something, like here. Guys, we have to go to 60. No, it's not gonna happen. No, it's not gonna happen. Okay, no spang. It happened. Now I'm telling you guys, it's not gonna go down yet. I know you guys want to see it go down, but it's not gonna go down. It should, in my opinion, go to the 63%, and then maybe I'll be like, okay, it could be going down. But in my case, I drawed it a few weeks ago. It should go to the 70 level, guys. If this goes to the 70 level and 73 level, it's gonna be the craziest bull run ever. So let it go to those levels, please.
I think, but I am still thinking that if we see the 70% dominance, because we've had this discussion a few times. Will there be a extended cycle? Will it be a regular cycle? I think it will. My estimate, but I don't want to make a hard statement in this. I can have it wrong. This is just pure speculation, right? It's one or the other. A massive bull run will happen. Bitcoin
Mike,
will.
check. Mike, check. I just read in the chat that there is no image, no screen sharing.
Yeah, sowieso wel.
Guys, you guys are capping. Stop the cap, please. Stop the
If we
cap.
see, it's there. It's there. You are
How can you
lacking.
not
You
see
are
it?
lacking. Add to stage. Add to stage. Nah, it's there.
They're not capping. Okay, then we have to double check.
Cap. Double check. Yeah, it's there. It's there. You are lacking.
I think you guys need to refresh the page. Okay, sorry, Mike. Please continue.
Hij was in het. Hij is er nog steeds. Reza, ik vertrouw jou. De rest is op cap. Is er? Ja, hè? Alweer weg.
It's gone? What?
Nu is die weg.
Yeah, now it's gone, yeah.
Nu is die daar.
Wait a minute.
Nou, ik zie sowieso...
Guys, are you not seeing this? Hoe zien jullie dit niet dan?
En nu?
Hè?
Oké, wacht. Laat me... Wacht even. Technical
Nu
difficulty.
wel. Okay, check.
Is die
Check,
er?
check,
Oké,
check.
oké. Kleine error. Thanks Damien voor callen, maar ik zie het nu pas. Excuses.
Yeah,
Oké,
and
oké, oké.
I was on a rant, so I couldn't.
Okay, anyway, long story short, we're going to make a lot of money.
BTC Day has to go to 70 voor de engste boer on ever. So
You want to do it again, Ian? I'm fine with it, man. It's
yeah, I
no
want to do
problem.
it again. Okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, we just talked about a
Let's
Dixie.
start
Sorry,
with Bitcoin. Let's start with Bitcoin. Because you guys saw nothing, right? Missed the
nothing,
whole story. Nothing. Okay, let's go back
guys.
again.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. 85k level, very important level to hold. Why is this? I don't know. My analysis. It just said if 85k holds, we can go higher. Of course, I know why, but I'm getting slightly irritated of saying it again. But what you see here is that we wanted to go lower, but the price says we go higher. And this isn't confirmed yet. A confirmation that BTC wants to go higher is a close above 91k in my chart. Don't quote me on this. This is what I'm seeing in my chart. And below 85k, I
Do you
called
guys still
it.
see it?
What?
Ja, oké, nee, ga maar door. Ik wil even checken.
Jullie zijn op cap, man.
Nee, ga maar. Sorry, dit was ik, man. Maar ik veranderde het ding.
I made a video 25th of February saying if we can hold 85k, this is the bottom and we're going to go higher. But as you see, it didn't hold. And in my analysis, it's just like a staircase going down, 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 up, up, up. So the levels are just there. What can confirm this is that the Dixie is falling. This is very nice to see because if the Dixie is falling, that means that risk assets and yes, Bitcoin and crypto are risk assets. They will likely go up in the coming weeks. But this would be much better and much nicer if it fell all the way to like the 100 and go below it. Because if it goes below the 100, guys, Bitcoin is like going straight to 400k in that move. But anyway, this is still in play, and this is what we needed to see, a reversal in the Dixie. This indicates that there is not a lot of trust in the US dollar, and that instead of people holding the dollar, they want to hold risk assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And as last but not least, I put the BTCD chart up, and I said, I know that you guys, because I said it in Discord, guys, it said support. Most people said we're going to go below it. I know that most people want to see the BTC dominance drop, because as long as BTC dominance keeps going up, there will be no alt season. But you must understand that for the healthiness of the chart and the price of Bitcoin, it's, in my opinion, what I see here, it should go to 63, and then we can expect a reversal, or all the way to 70/73. Why? Because if we go to those levels, historically seen, we go to 2021, we will have the craziest bull run ever. This is just simple basics 101. And mind you, we were down here and people were saying we will never go to 60, guys. We're at 61.6 at the moment. So that being said, I know we want the BTC to drop. It's going to take a while. I think expect high 63, 65, 70, and then we can see a reversal. But this also coincides with the fact that if BTC puts in a reversal at the moment, like it keeps going up, then it adds on, right? Like if Bitcoin goes from this move to 110k and will like to proceed the super cycle, because the super cycle is confirmed in my opinion, then it adds up that this is gonna go up, right? Because the dominance is just the price of Bitcoin in the whole market, and if the price of Bitcoin goes up, the dominance goes up, and hopefully the alts also will go up. But that is something that we still need to see. Yeah, that was it, man, guys. Dixie, it's going down. It's falling. It's falling.
I think we'll have a compressed cycle. So it's relatively boring for the altcoins. It has been. Of course, we've had a few 30x's on certain projects. Of course, we've seen Solana go from 8 to 200 plus. There have been really great performing coins, but it hasn't been the alt season everyone has been waiting for. However, I honestly believe that once we go into Q3, Q4, somewhere after July, it will go very, very hard and very, very fast. And it's just because the markets are uncertain. Everyone is waiting, holding back. People are scared. But once there's clarity in regulatory frameworks, once there is a strategic Bitcoin reserve, once altcoins are even in those reserves, once all those things happen, develop, crypto companies will come to the States, I think we will see a run like no other. And BlackRock is still pushing the Bitcoin narrative. I'm seeing so many bullish news things, especially in our Discord, especially on X. There are so many bullish news reports, but we're not seeing it at the prices right now. So it's inevitable that these things will go up. It's it, it's it's programmed, guys. It's very simple. Everyone who's bearish is just afraid. They don't know what's at play. They don't know what's at stake. Um, it's simple.
I think because we have a left translated cycle, and what is a left translated cycle? That is that the new all-time high has put in before the halvening. That is what is a left translated cycle. And I suggest a move like this. I was trying to draw it, but like a very quick extended move. Let's see how quick this was.
Yeah, exactly.
This was in 175 days, 25 bars. That's like 25 weeks, and it gained 170%. I'm expecting a similar move like this in like
Yep.
175 days, like something like this.
Yep.
Exactly like this. Exactly like this.
Starting somewhere August, July, August, end of July, August.
Yes, but wait. Do we think that this is the end? Because that's what I want to go into. Because I think,
Yes, so that's the question. Extended or not, right?
of
That's
course,
probably
it's extended, guys. Of course, it's extended. Because
why.
what does the left translated cycle indicate? That means that we go quick, high, but we will correct very quick. But why do I think that it's a super cycle? Because in my opinion, when we go down of this level, we retrace maybe to like 150. In my opinion, this move in the year 2026, this is where we go to, let's say, a million. That's why I think it's an extended cycle that we go in
When?
2026, like Q3, Q2, Q3. I don't know when in
So
2026, but
2026, you think we're going to a million?
yeah, if it's not this year, then I think it's next year. But that's a
You
super
know,
cycle theory.
I don't want to. I don't want to reject the idea because um, what's definite in my head is that we will have a very fast, just like you explained, very fast going up somewhere starting July. Um, usually, usually, I have to say, the end of the bull market would be the end somewhere like November this year. However, the major difference is that the end of July, if America decides to buy Bitcoin, that's when the stoelen dance, the dance of chairs, the music starts playing,
Fugazi.
and all countries will jump. The
Oh,
Bitcoin will run out. The supply shock will happen. So extended, it's there's a big probability. However, I will take profits. That's for sure. I will take profits, but I will not reject the idea of an extended cycle. I think there's a very big chance and probability, but I will be definitely taking out, let's say, 40% at least November,
of course.
just to stay safe.
But do you plan on getting back in? Let's say you take profits
Yeah,
like
of
250.
course, but Bitcoin only.
Yeah, Bitcoin only. Okay, check. Bitcoin only.
So I can show you my exit strategy for the people on X. Why not? You want me to share it real quick?
Yeah, man. Let's see it.
So,
Let me stop the
but I
screen
have to
sharing.
say this analysis exists already for multiple years. So I drew this analysis somewhere in 2023. it's still playing out. So I don't really have a need to adjust it. However, things are changing, and sometimes you have to adjust because looking at the developments right now, looking how serious these kind of things are, how serious it is that the states are going to buy Bitcoin, seeing things happening in real time, I'm open to the idea of the tariffs, right? Okay, so sorry, of the tariffs of the extended cycle. So I don't want to say that it won't happen because there's a big probability that it becomes a extended cycle. However, I'm a bit afraid of this idea because you could also be in a situation of being left with your bags, right? So
Wait. Stop. I have to comment on that. So what you're telling me is that you're
oh
you're scared of holding coins that have no value, right?
altcoins,
Altcoins.
altcoins. The
But
thing is,
we know there's a reserve coming, like a crypto reserve.
yes, but I will definitely take profit of most coins because let's say the coins I'm a huge fan of, Xborg, you're wearing the merch. We're having an interview with the CEO in 2 days on the 7th of March. So definitely a day to look out for. Check us on X, follow us there. You should definitely drop a follow on X, by the way, on both Purest Wave and Bitcoining. But besides that, Luxo, for example, there are many coins I'm holding that will probably not go in the reserve, where I will definitely be scaling out of all the way, and I will play with my investments, And I'm not saying I don't see a long-term future for these coins because I definitely see a future for them in, let's say, 2030 at least, which is another cycle. Lucas, I'm banning you for your retarded comments. See you later. Okay. Anyway, there's a thing where I'm definitely taking profits of these coins because if there's a regular bear market, if there's a regular cycle, then it's stupid to hold on these coins during a bear market. Just like Ethereum went from 1200 all the way back to 80 to go to 5000. Most altcoins will do this, So I will definitely keep track of this, and I don't want to hold all my altcoin positions. However, the things I do want to hold for sure is Bitcoin. So my expectations is that we will go to at least 400,000 with Bitcoin. I've been saying it for a long time. If we go into a super cycle, it will most likely be between 600,000 and 800,000. And I'm talking about 2025, this year still. So
Send it, baby.
if we're seeing those Bitcoin prices, I'm scaling out most of my altcoins, man. Most of my altcoins, but I will keep 50% in Bitcoin. So let's say I'm cashing out all of my Xwork or all my Luxo or all of my Chainlink, whatever. I will decide when the time is there. It's too early to say. I need to see the developments from now until July at least, and I need to see the developments in the Q3 and Q4. But let's say I'm selling all or most of my altcoins. 50% of my money will go straight into Bitcoin. Then we will go all the way up until June of 2026, and I will deploy 25% of my money in DCA, which I will continue to do for a long time with the extra money. So the profits I took, because I will DCA Bitcoin forever and always, every day. And then exactly on October 26 or October 2026, I will deploy the last 25% in one time at what I think is the bottom of the bear market. So that's my strategy. However, if we go into an extended cycle, then these dates are off. They are based on the next Bitcoin cycle. So what most likely will happen in an extended cycle is that either Bitcoin will remain high in price, or the altcoins will have an extended run as well. It's just too early to tell. I'm not sure. It's pretty tough to make a decision there. I'm not sure how it will play out, but these are scenarios I will do. And for the Bitcoin strategy, the exit strategy, I will keep it. I won't change it. I won't leave Bitcoin behind because I will keep Bitcoin at all times. I will have 50% of my money in Bitcoin, and I'll have the remaining half of my money to start DCAing extra during a certain amount of waiting time, and I'm deploying another 25%, so a quarter basically, at what I think is the lowest point. If Bitcoin will continue to raise, let's say it goes to 1 million, like you're predicting in 2026, then I will still have half of my money in Bitcoin. So it's a win either way. Because Bitcoin is the no-brainer of the entire story. Bitcoin is the asset you should have. Bitcoin will go to multiple hundreds of millions of dollars per piece. But people are too small-minded to comprehend it, and people will need to see it before they start believing it. Just like we've been predicting so many things when we, the thing with us, Ian, we're always being considered crazy. Just like this comment here, even now, just saying this story, people are unable to imagine it until it happens. And then it's very simple. It's the most ultimate asset. If countries start buying it, which they will do, it's not.
Mhm.
It's not even a question. The America will start buying Bitcoin. They will not create a reserve without Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be the heart and core of this reserve. If America starts buying, and we've been talking about this for so many years, Ian, we've been talking about this exact moment 3 years ago. Now it's happening. It's not even a question if it will happen. It is happening. And do you think that other countries want to buy as well? Do you think the companies that are investing 500 billion, like Apple, in America right now, will not buy Bitcoin as well? It's a matter of time. There's too little Bitcoin to answer all demand. There's not enough supply. It's so simple.
Yeah, I think people they're also underestimating the digital scarcity
Hmm.
because you were talking about America buying, we're talking about other countries buying, talking about
Hmm.
big corporations buying. But don't
Hmm.
forget, guys, the pension funds and the hedge funds and the VCs and central banks, everybody is gonna buy. I keep saying this, and as you said, we're saying this for years now. Everybody's gonna buy. So if someone's telling you, like, who's gonna buy your Bitcoin, tell them everybody's gonna want my Bitcoin, and I'm not
Want
gonna
it.
sell it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you should ask yourself who is willing, and I can find it in Discord. You should ask yourself who. Yeah.
Sorry, Peter, in the meantime, answer which one, because you're claiming that there are better storage of value. Name them, because now you're
That's
just being stupid.
saying out
And
things loud.
I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but whatever. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Waar hadden we het over?
That people want to buy Bitcoin, but you will not sell to them.
Juist.
And
Oh
that
ja, I
people
had it,
ask,
a screenshot in a Discord where it's very simple. Nobody wants to sell their Bitcoin, and everybody wants to have Bitcoin. Maybe you don't see it yet, your family and friends don't see it yet, but the big boys do. So the question is, who is willing to sell their first Bitcoin for 1 million, and who is willing to buy the first Bitcoin for 1 million? If you can answer this question, then you know, in my opinion, what you have to do. Because I can tell you, hint, hint, everybody is gonna buy a Bitcoin at 1 million because they know it's gonna go to hundreds of millions. That's one. And nobody is gonna sell your Bitcoin for 1 million because they know it's gonna go to hundreds of millions.
lol.
So it's simple, man, guys. And yes, I am very underexposed on Bitcoin because
Mm,
me, like most of you guys, still hoping that the alts will pull like 100 X's left and right. Still not happened till this date. So of course, the alts that we're not in, maybe some memes that you guys got did 100x or something.
mhm,
Um, but till this day, we're waiting. And that's why, because we're waiting so long, the bigger the
mhm.
consolidation, the bigger the longer the consolidation, the bigger the expansion. We've seen it with Ripple. Ripple just went out of nowhere to $2, $3. Yeah, the chat's going crazy.
Mm,
But it's a matter of time, man, guys. It's a matter of time. That's why pick and choose, buy the no-brainers. Don't spend your money on memes. I like some NFTs, but when I look at the NFTs, they're also uncertain. You want certainty, no-brainers. Bitcoin is the thing that everybody's gonna have. You should not be spending your Bitcoin. That's the
mhm.
number one lesson. And if we end this stream, I'd like to give, yeah, one takeaway to everybody. Check out the Michael Saylor event or Michael Saylor's speech at the Bitcoin conference last year in Nashville. Just check that out. It's like I think 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 35 minutes. Check it out. So you might have a opinion or a point of view why everybody is gonna buy Bitcoin. That's where I
Exactly.
want to leave it.
Mhm.
I think we've said enough, Mike. Maybe some last
Yep.
words for the people.
I just want to burn Peter real quick. Peter, you are indeed retarded. XRP, this is like a non-argument, and everybody that's coming with these arguments, they will. Oh my God, look at this. XRP will be the world's reserve currency. We will provide liquidity for world asset transaction. BTC can never serve such use case. But you don't want Bitcoin to serve that use case. And
Exactly.
also, show me the first 10,000 transactions of XRP, if you will, please. Thank you very much. Okay, good luck with that. You have to realize that all XRP was pre-mined. It's just Fugazi, it's air. And why? What kind of liquidity is there to provide? If there's a new stablecoin, they can pretty much do the same instantly. XRP has no real extra use case value in this regard. It's a lie told you by Ripple themselves, so they can pretty much sell their coins to you, because all the Ripple Foundation is doing is selling their tokens to you. So everyone that's brainwashed with this stupid idea, you're retarded and you don't understand Bitcoin. I love you. Thank you for tuning in, but you're stupid. You should get help. All right. I think that's pretty much where I want to leave it as well. Any last words? Maybe from the audience? You should definitely follow us on X, Bitcoining, Purest Wave. Check us out there. Be here next week on Wednesday, 2 p.m. CAT, Central Europe time. We'll be doing this every week, so love to see you guys again.
Also, I have no final words. Stay safe, people. A lot of crazy things happening out there. And
Yeah.
be blessed, man. Be blessed.
Be
And
blessed. Be
BTFD.
blessed. See. All right. Like the video later. See you guys.
Bye.
Peace.